Welcome to my weekly trade recap, and this week we have 100% win rate during election week, which is very good if you ask me, considering the fact that the markets were very volatile and unpredictable, as expected during election week. So we first start off by going to forexfactory.com, and over here, as you can see, the main news drivers are Tuesday, election day. No way I'm trading that, I don't gamble. So I mainly saved my capital for Wednesday. Wednesday isn't the red folder US news, and Friday. As you can see, there isn't any high impact red folder news on Friday either. So we go to the charts, and we can see that on the 15-minute, I just kept waiting for 10 a.m., my usual session. And we switch to the 5-minute. Now you can see that although we are like in premium, in crazy premium, ideally I would not show up because this week Donald Trump got elected and it's very good for the economy and for stocks and for trading. So this is the one time when we're allowed to take longs in premium. So here we can see that I just waited for a classic inversion model on the 5-minute. Over here, this was the previous weekly high as well. It was around this level. I mean, I could go to the charts and show you, but yeah, it was around here. Do you see it? 2669, which is literally give or take roughly around here. And you can see this trade was mainly aimed at the previous weekly high, and I expect the price to continue going higher to create new all-time highs, but unfortunately we came back to break even. This is why I always move my stop loss to break even and I take partials, and I always encourage doing that because you can never fully predict the market and there is always a chance that the market can reverse. But I wasn't done yet. I was still very confident in my bias, and I alerted in the free signal group that I will be looking for more longs. And let's see what happened. We got another inversion over here. I don't know why this got messed up over here. And you can see I put my stop loss, I put it over here right at the base of this fair value gap. And let's see how it goes. And I think the all-time high was around 695, and this is very painful, but as you can see, it was very choppy, and I was very tempted to like just cut risk and close the position. So I ended up cutting risk because I didn't issue risk the way higher than anticipated, because when price goes to all-time highs, usually just flies upwards, but this time it did not do that. It was a very slow grind up to the top, which was not up to my liking. And yep, that was another, this one off with 1.65. So if you held this to all-time highs, you would go to 1.65. This was another 1.8R, and then we go to, I think the next day I was not going to trade because it was FOMC, and usually I just do not trade at all unless there's a very clear setup. And there was a very clear setup right after FOMC, and even ahead of time in the group I said I would only take a setup if price. So in FOMC there's two parts. The first one is I think at 2 p.m. and the second one is at 2:30 US time, and in UK time is the first part is at 7 p.m. and the second one's at 7:30. So the first part is usually the manipulation, and the second one is the distribution, and this is exactly what happened. I said I want a price to go lower at 7, and at 7:30 I want a price to go higher, and this is exactly what happened, literally to the dot. And that's why I alerted the signal on the group, and you'll see here very close to getting stopped out, but we did not get stopped, and we got around 1.6R from the trade as well, which is quite good if you ask me. And then we go to Friday, and ahead of time I said the main days I will be focusing would be Wednesday and Friday, because in election week there's always going to be volatility, but the volatility you can handle and predict is going to be on the days when there's no news. So on Friday I had very good, I took 3 trades, bro, which is very good, and it panned out exactly to perfection. So what I noticed this week is that we have the Trump pump at 9:30 open. So as soon as the market would open at 9:30, price would just boom, would just skyrocket up. And that's why I told the group ahead of time that I would be taking a long exactly at 9:25 in order to get this trade from market open. And you can see that as soon as I saw this candle get inverse, I just went in, and then boom, literally within less than 5 minutes we got like a full TP. And then the second mistake is when you get a trade like this, you always overconfident. So this one is not an SL, but I got stopped the break even here because I didn't go short here. I went short here. I went short here. Sorry, because I wanted to see this fair value gap get inversed fully. And I went short here, and then I wanted to see this one get inversed as well. But as soon as I saw that one, like I was rejecting off that fair value gap, I knew that we were not going to go short. Because my main target here was these equal lows, but that unfortunately did not happen. And yeah, I think this was like a break even, because I told the group I was closing a break even. And the next trade was very painful. It was a full TV, it was very painful. So as soon as we saw this double inverse here, that's when I was like, okay, cool, we need to close the short, we are going to go long. And this is when I went long here. And as you can see, I was mainly aiming for these equal highs over here. It's because everyone who went short here, this is where they placed their stop loss, like right above this high. And then we can see it was very slow and painful grind to the top. But what I noticed this week was that if you get your bias right, you just need to hold the trade longer, because this week has been very slow, a slow grind to the top, because there are many traders who just avoid trading election week because, you know, they want to protect their capital, and fair enough. Like if you're managing millions at a big hedge fund, you wouldn't be ideally trading during election week because it's just very volatile and risky. So next week with CPI and PPI, I'm expecting a bit more volatility. So here we go, and then this is a full TP hit. And yeah, literally, and that's it. That was a lot of hour this week. I'll do the calculation later. But if you want complimentary setups ahead of time, check the link in the description. See you next time.